Hey crafty friends, it's Lynn QV and I'm playing with paper and glue. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to do an infinity card. These are so cool because they look complicated and they're really fun just to kind of watch going through it. You'll see it here in a second. But it's so easy to make, and I've put together a little blueprint for you. So it's simple and you can change it up however you want. So I've made two of them in the past. Today I'm going to make my third one. And this is the first one I made. The second one went to my daughter for her birthday, I think, year before last. And I'll link that below so you can see it because it's actually better than this one I'm going to show you right here. So this is the front. Let me get squared away here. Okay. And I'm going to pick it up. You open it like this. And then you open it like this. And like this. So you have four separate looks. And you can just flip through. You can have it kind of matchy-matchy if you want. You can have it completely not. Obviously, this one has papers that'll go well together, and certainly that's what I would recommend. But you always want to start, this is the beginning right here, where it has the two doors that open this way. If it gets turned upside down or backwards, it still works. It's just that your images are going to be, you know, different. Like here, okay, there we go. So what's on the right, when it's positioned correctly, is actually on the left. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's just turn it the right way. Here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is use the freebies that Nikki gives us each month. And if you're not familiar with those, she posts them each month and then she puts them in the files of our Facebook group for junk journaling inspirations. It is exclusively for us as members. It's something she does. She donates her time and effort and beautiful artwork for us. And it's one of the perks of being a member of the Facebook group Junk Journal Inspirations. So thank you, Nikki, for your creativity and your generosity. And if you haven't used those, go check them out because she puts together some just beautiful pieces. This is the current one she just posted, and I'm going to use a few elements from it, but I pretty much had cut out everything already for this video. So she gives us a full sheet, like a collage already put together, and she does some of the images, you know, this way, that way, right side up, upside down, so that you could use these in a card, or, you know, something that folds and everything's not upside down on the other side. Envelopes, that's a good example. So the collage I did in with just regular copy paper, and then the elements for this month, absolutely gorgeous. I love these mushrooms and the fern and the wood, that dragonfly. I mean, it's so beautiful. The eggs, the bird eggs and the bird nest. So very nice. And I will probably cut a few of these after I put the card together. So I'll show this again at the end. And it's not to scale. It's not very good, but that's okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to zoom in so you can get it a little better. I will do them in Sharpie next time so they show up a little bit better. But basically it's 6 steps. We're going to cut 4 pieces of card stock at 1.5 wide by, no, sorry, 3 wide by 6 tall. You're going to score those at 1.5 and at 4.5 on all 4 of the pieces. Okay, and you're going to give a nice deep score. I'm going to kind of go through this first, then we'll do them all. Okay, then we're going to make a tick mark halfway on the 3-inch side. So it shows us the center. That would be at 1.5 inches. And with that tick mark on step 3, we're going to make an imaginary, or you could even put a line and an X or box or something. These are the places that the glue is going to go. So these are 2 sheets that are sitting butt to butt. Here's the score marks. And in the top left, top right, and lower left, those are the areas that are going to have the glue. Or you can use dry adhesive. I haven't decided yet. I think I might use dry adhesive for this one. And then you're going to take the other 2 pieces, which now are vertical. These were horizontal. The next 2 are vertical. And they're going to match up, you know, because the total of your square is 6 by 6. And so now, since it's perpendicular to these, your score lines are going to go horizontal. And you will attach the back of, sorry, top left, top right, lower left, lower right, lower left, to the areas in which you put the glue already. Okay, it'll make sense when I show it to you if it's not making sense yet. Then you're going to cut 4 sets of 2 that are basically the same. So you're going to have a total of 8 that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Those could either be your decoration, or that can be your mat, and you would then cut additional pieces that are more decorative, that are 2.5 by 2.5. Step 5, we're going to cut 2 sets of 4. This one was 4 sets of 2. Now we've got 2 sets of 4. And these are little rectangles. They're 1 1/4 wide by 2 3/4 tall. And you can do the same thing. You can use those as mats and then cut additional that are 1 inch by 2.5. So they're 1/4 inch smaller, both in the height and in the width. We're going to, step 6 is we're going to cut 2 sets of 4, and these are squares, 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And then you can do the same thing. If you use those as mats, then your additional will be 1 by 1. Okay, does that make sense so far? If not, just holler at me. I'll try to hear you. I will definitely clarify. But again, it's going to just make a lot more sense once we start doing it. Okay, this last part is showing you, it should actually be probably step 7. And that's where we're going to glue everything. So in step 4, I named those the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 and the 2.5 by 2.5 if you're doing both. Those are part A. Then the rectangles, part B, and the small squares are part C. So on the front, which again has the doors that open, the top will be, oh, let's find my original. The top will be B, B, and the bottom will be B, B. So those are these, and they're turned horizontal. And then in the center, A, A. Okay, does that make sense? Then the second page looks like this. So we've got A, those are the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then all 4 corners have C, the little squares. And it looks like right here that those are rectangles, but they're actually the outer edge of page 3. Okay, so what I did in this one, and I'll probably do again, sorry about the movement there, is make the box actually kind of simple, but and then have something along the edge that does show when you've got this page. Okay, so that's like that. And then here you also have 4 C's, the little square. And then the last page is A, B, 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 B. Okay. If you want, you can put some space on either or both of these so that you have area to write, you know, if you were sending it as a card. And again, with this pattern, with the sizes I'm giving you, it gives you a 6 by 6 card. So if you don't have envelopes that will work for that, you can make some envelopes. Okay, so, so much fun. We'll try to link, I don't know yet how to do that, but you can either take a screenshot of this or I will try to link it, or I'll put it in the Facebook group. Okay, here we go. So I have cut out several things that I'm going to use, and I'm doing it fairly simple. And I'm also doing a couple of different things just so you can see the results you might get by doing it with the mat, without the mat, and things like that. The first 2 pieces you cut, that's your 3 by 6s. You do want them double-sided. And this is some fairly heavy atlas sheets. And I'm hoping it's heavy enough. I would normally do a printed cardstock or even plain cardstock or a nice heavyweight scrapbook paper. But I decided to do this just to be different. So I've scored 3 of them. You notice I've got 2 going horizontal, 2 going vertical. I'm going to score this one. So let's see. Again, that was at 1 1.5 and 4.5. So 1.5 and at 4.5. Oops. And make sure those are nice and burnished. Flat. You don't want any overlapping, so just want to make sure that they meet but don't overlap. Okay, so this is another one of my vertical. Okay, you can't really see those. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. All of that. All right, and I'm going to get one of my silicone mats here for gluing. So I think I'm actually just going to use glue because it's quicker. And I've been putting this off, doing other things, going out of town here in a couple of days for over 2 weeks. Which is a very long time for me to be away from home. Hubby will be here with our kids, our 4-legged kids, 2 dogs and a cat. And they'll all miss me so much while I'm gone. Okay, so this is the area we do want to make sure we're at the halfway point. So I'm just going to make a little line here. Make sure I don't have, I'm just going to go like that. And then this one, do the same. So not above that and that. Okay. Okay, so I did put the double stick tape, the score tape, I think it's called. So it's pretty heavy, and we shall see if I did enough. I went 2 down each side, 1 each side, and kind of a diagonal one in the middle. And as long as it holds on to the piece, it should be fine. Just look here. So I appreciate your patience with me as I'm learning how to do my tutorials. And yeah, a couple bad habits I've seen with myself. The biggest one is clearing my throat. Sorry. Okay, I've got stuff in my throat all the time, so. All right, you got to be fairly exact with this, because yeah, you don't want it. You want it to stick, but you don't want it to go over into the other piece. Does that make sense? Oh, I don't know. All right, so let's see how we could do this. Get it nice and even. Yep, that looks good. Okay, I think though I am overlapping a tiny, no, well, maybe a tiny bit. We will see. Yeah, I think I need to just trim that tiny bit off the side. Just a hair. I made enough mistakes that I'm actually getting pretty decent at trimming straight. Still. Of course, there goes my inking, right? Come on, girl. You can do it. There we go. All right, I think close. Yeah, close enough, I think. All right, now we're going to put this guy. Let's turn that one upside down. So here's our corners that need to adhere to these corners. We'll turn that upside down. I'm going to stick it, or get it lined up where the adhesive is not. Let's see. I think it will work. Press it down. All right, let's see. Press that and that and that. Once we get our various papers on here, and it's a little bit stronger, it will function better. But I think for the most part, And that was the hardest part right there. And we've done it. Does anybody else have a cat that just screams bloody murder all the time for no apparent reason? All right, let's get it open to our doors, which are right here. I still think there's just a tiny bit that needs to come off this edge. Trying to do, that sliver and keep it somewhat straight. Okay. Ha. Now, so this one is going to be B, 2 A's. And the A's are going to be sitting together side by side. So I think I want to do these. I'm going to put the music sheets. Yeah. Put my music sheets on. Oops. Those are my mats. And then these squares. Yeah, that'll be pretty. And let's see, 2 of my B's. 4 actually of my B's. I'm gonna go like so far, except for the music sheet and the atlas paper, these are all from Nikki's. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to do that. And these I don't have a problem using the liquid glue. I think it's fine. So I'm gonna get this guy moved up. I have the worst time keeping my glue bottle unclogged. I've tried some of those really nice little thin points, and they clog up even faster. It seems like a lot has to do with what time of year, what the climate is like out there. Moisture, is it raining? And believe me, we need the rain in California, so I am not griping, I promise you. Get that fairly even. Yeah, close enough. I should get my brayer. How much stuff do you have on your desk while you're working? I feel like I just get so cluttered, but I want everything right there. I'm going to switch that. Okay, do that one. Come on. Don't make me work so hard. Glue. And while we're putting the other pieces on, could set this under my little mat just to kind of help them flatten. I often use my big mat. Then I'm looking for something, can't find it, where to go? Oh yeah, that's right. Put it under there so that it would get flat. All right, let's come up here. So as long as we're here between the score mark and the edges, we're fine. Because on these 4, I am not going to use any kind of mat. In fact, this size I'm not at all. But you've got the dimensions, so if you want to do it, sure, it does give a more finished look. But I no longer have the luxury of time for this project. I need to get it done for you. And then I want to cut some things to go up to Oregon with me, with the granddaughters. And then I need to pack, make sure I've done everything I need to do before I leave so my husband doesn't get stuck with too many of my chores, like, you know, laundry and stuff like that. Okay, we'll come back to that corner. Oh yeah, I was gonna just I'm being really messy. And this is just copy paper, so it's thin. I like to use cardstock for the elements I know I'm going to fussy cut. I just like the strength better. Come on. Go. This one, I didn't measure very well, so I cut it and it was too short or narrow. But that means another piece was too long because I had figured out, okay, this is 5 inches and I need 1 1/4 per, but I think I measured the first one 1 1/2. I do like to, if they're going to be side by side, try to get them sort of close, but yeah, close enough. Let me know if you're a recovering perfectionist like I am. I just remind myself all the time that sometimes good enough is indeed good enough. Not everything has to be perfect. Is it good? Yeah, then I'll take it. I'll accept it. Trying to keep that from getting too crooked. Yeah, it's crooked. And it's dry. So we had quite a bit of rain for about a week and a half, and now it's been dry again. So I think the glue just doesn't know what it's supposed to do. Okay, like that. And we'll just add this little strip. Not going to match up exactly because it didn't really come off of this piece. It came off the top of that one. Yep. Guess what? Good enough. All right. So that little corner we did have a pull up. So we will grab just a piece of paper, put a little glue in the corner. Thank you, Leo at Dreaming Tree, for that tip. Use it all the time because I tend to be a little stingy with my glue. And it's not that I'm actually stingy. I just don't want too much. I don't want it squirting out all over the place. Okay, now let's grab these guys. Yeah, that helped. And we will get our glue. Come on. Oh. I will try to edit out all of the times I had to fix my glue. Get those corners. And she's actually going to go here. And that looks good. I do have a little wet wipe here. For some of my boo-boos, okay, this one is going to go in this direction. So I don't know about you, but I haven't really found my style yet. I know it will come, and I'm not trying to rush it. I've been experimenting with lots of different styles, like true junk journal, paper collections, some digitals, not a lot. You know, vivid colors, muted colors, so many things I like, and I guess I don't have to tie myself to just one, right? I'm going to come down a little on that without getting into, there we go. I think that'll work. Yep. You know, I don't want to lock myself into something either, because who said I can only do one thing? Nobody, right? But I look at all the beautiful work on Facebook, in our Facebook group, and in, I just started an account on Instagram, and I just see this beautiful work, and I think, oh yeah, I like that style. I like that style. But right now, trying to make a strong effort. Okay, I definitely didn't get enough glue there. A strong effort to use what I have and try to keep my purchasing to a minimum. This year, I spent way too much money on supplies and more. Don't always need more. I need to use what I have because I have a lot, and what I have is nice. I've got some good stuff, and it ranges from genuine vintage and ephemera, lots of beautiful paper. Oh my gosh, I do not need to buy paper, but you know, I have a couple of favorite paper companies, and every time they introduce a new collection, I want it because it's beautiful, and then I hoard it. So I need to write these things down in my book. Okay, in my journal, right? Okay, so that, yeah, that's that. And we will go on to this page. So this will be better once it firms up a bit. So yeah, I think this atlas paper was a little thinner than I should have gone with. All right, I've got about half life right now. So I wanted to do something a little different on these. Let me find them. Oh, where are the girls that are gonna go? Oh, here she is. Okay, so this is the paper. And I wanted to put some of this gold flake under it, but it kind of didn't really make this small enough. So I'm going to go over to my trimmer, trim it just a little, and then, yeah, and then glue that. So her body is on this side and her head, including her lovely hat, is up here. Now remember, we can't have it overlapping, so I'm going to have to trim that gold way down. But I thought that would look kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to pause while I go cut. I'll be back. Okay, so that did work. I trimmed down the centerpiece and then I glued it to the candy foil. And I used Fabri-Tac. I'm thinking that that will stay better. Although I'm going to try my regular Scotch Tacky to adhere this now. Just going to be a little more generous, I guess, than I normally would be. And the edges, the very edges, I don't care about. In fact, I don't really want them. I want it to have a slightly frayed, I guess, or loose. I don't know what you would call it, but let's make sure we go in the right direction here. All right, so making sure to not overlap. If I could come over just a tad more. Ooh, so it's a little fragile. That's all right. We can be gentle. Right? Okay. Let's see if that's going to work or if I have to use the Fabri-Tac on the other one. Yeah, it might require a different adhesive. I think even Aleene's maybe has a something that would work a little better. And I have some 3-in-1, but it's really gloopy. I can't get it to come out right. So I'm going to put the lid back on my Scotch. I'll grab my Fabri-Tac. Sometimes I put it to my ear, and if I can hear air, I know it's open enough. Okay, let's get her. This stuff just doesn't spread very well. So I guess everything's a little bit of give and take, right? I'm okay with that. Not the easiest to see either, but that's okay too. All right. Put her. Go up a little on that corner. Yep. All right. Let's try that. Oops. Yeah, we're all right. So, having been a perfectionist in my previous life, I do sometimes find myself just getting, don't really want to say it, but I will, anal about getting stuff to adhere. It's like, So I've got 3 different tools. Oh, that's actually on pretty good. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Now we will, what have we got? 4 corners. And then this is the one where this isn't really a rectangle. This is the outer portion of the squares, the big squares in there. Okay, so on these corners, I love the gold, tell you the truth, but I think I want to do my letters. These were in one of the kits from Nikki. Thank you again, Nikki. And they're a little bit small to go by themselves, but I also cut a piece of, it was a Denison, it was the box of some Denison labels that she had. Where's the other 2 pieces? Wanted a little cohesive. Let's see. Where are you? There it is. All right. So my idea was to put these Denison. We've got this. Now, if you follow the pattern, it's going to be 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, but I wanted to deviate from that. So I will do these. And got one more. I've got my letter A. Come on, letter A, where'd you go? All right, here we go. So couldn't find my A. I had to cut out a B. Okay, so let's put these guys down. And we're just doing paper to paper, so this glue will be absolutely fine. We could even, you know what, let's do this. Put that on back on for just a minute. Let's go ahead and raise them just for the heck of it. This is the brand of foam squares I like. They come in not only white, but black. And they're very easy to get that part of the peel off. I had a real challenge with the other brands. This is the only one I have found. Okay, that's right. No. Anyway, this is the only brand I have found that's really easy to take that off. No extra tools are needed. Did that. And that one. Okay, press them down real good. Oh, that's kind of cute. That'll pop up like they're actually typewriter keys. Speaking of typewriters, look for a video I'm going to be posting while I'm out of state. My 12 favorite tools. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, it's all right. So these I tore rather than rather than cut, just to give a little bit of a rough edge. Of course, then I inked them so I wouldn't have the white paper showing. Get all 4 of these down. Yep. So I've actually had to learn spatial relationship, I guess, or how to get things on straight, even. I really like that gold candy foil. Went to Dollar Tree the other day, and they had so many choices of dark chocolate, which is the one I like. I'm not really a big fan of milk chocolate, but oh, I do love dark. And then, I don't know if you've been to Dollar Tree lately, but I might have to change their name now to Dollar and a Quarter Tree. Okay, let's just pop that bud right there. So we're going to be, and I don't think having these raised is going to affect the working, but we shall see, I suppose. Get C on there. And we'll do X. Marks the spot. Like darker on the bottom. Yeah, cool, huh? Okay. So we're ready to move on. Let's see if that works. Right. So here I am going to put I'm going to go like that. And then I'm definitely going to put something on here that will cover up her dress only, going in a funny direction. That's how I like my glue to flow. Thank you. Right. Now we've got our other 4 corners. And with these, let's see, what else do I have? I'm going to cut these down. just go. Okay, so I think I'll do like that. And then I'm going to go put this guy. Let's see. I love this. I could do it though. Yeah, we could do. Cut that guy off. Okay, so we want to use him for something else down the road. Okay. Trim that edge. That's fine. We'll do a 1 1/4. Still just a tad tall. Yeah. That's where I usually get into trouble. Gotta trim a little edge here. Oops, too much. Gotta trim a little edge here. Oops. Crooked. I think that'll be good. There we go. All right, now I want to get the A. Yep. Put that there, and this one here. That works. So I didn't tell you, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, Junk Journal Inspirations, you can apply to be accepted to the group. You just have to answer 3 questions. 2 of them are take no brain power whatsoever. Like, do you agree to the rules? I agree. And the second question, though, is, what do you want to gain from this, or what are you hoping to do with this? I probably should have inked those. That's okay. I didn't. And then, if you've not been a member of the group before and done something you shouldn't have, and you answer the questions, most likely you are going to be accepted into the group. It's so full of inspiration. I mean, Emily did a good job in naming it, because not only hers, the owner of the Facebook group, she gives us a lot of inspiration all the time with her videos and her posts, but everybody, does. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing, you don't have to. Some people just don't want to show their work. That's okay. Kind of want to do... you don't have to. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and saying you have to show your work. We would like to see your work, and you might inspire somebody else. Come on, little pair of scissors. Where'd you end up? Here they are. But even if you just want to look, and you certainly can, there's plenty to see, plenty of inspiration, ideas, and just pretty stuff to look at. So I was thinking of putting these kind of bookends over here. Let's see what it would look like. Although I like that. Just, yeah, maybe I won't cover that one up. But maybe I could put a flower on this side to kind of even out. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I've got some little stickers. Be right back. Go ahead and just round all the corners. Then I'll cut these a little smaller. I just think that will look better. So I've got the medium. Okay. Got a funny little notch, but you know what I say about that. Right, let's just get those cut edges to kind of be even with the others. Yeah, don't need too much. Just want to age it a little bit. Okay, so that will go there. This will go here. And get these just trimmed up a tiny bit more. Let's start at the beginning. Here we go. Oops, okay. Let's get this. Well, tell you what, let's do... Get rid of some of the glare, some of the mess. open this way. There's our really cool typewriter keys. Thank you, Nikki. And that foil, that's from Candy. And then we've got this, and now this. So there's so much you can do with it. And I hope you don't mind that I just did something really simple and certainly not my best work, but gives you a clear understanding of how to do it, right? And I'm going to go ahead and put this back up one more time. I'll show it completely again here in a minute, and you can, if you didn't already, can take a screenshot of that. But just to look down here and show again, front page opens up like doors. We've got B, 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 A, and A. Here's the sizes of each of those. And when it opens, second one, we've got A, C, 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 C. These two are the outside of number 3, which looks like this. And here we've got C, 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 and the 2 A's. And then the last page looks like this. And we've got A, B, 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 B. Okay, I would recommend heavier paper than I used. And, you know, so much you can do. So thank you so much for being with me today, and come again when you want to hang out with me while we're playing with paper and glue. Bye.